Blimey O'Reilly. I'm in the kitchen today and I'm going to be doing some candle making. I bought a Kirstie Allsopp candle making kit this weekend and I'm going to make a few for my gran for Christmas, and I thought I would bring you along the journey. I haven't done this before, you're probably going to be able to completely tell that, but hey, enjoy. Here's the kit. I bought it in Hobbycraft for £15. I also bought some candle scent. I'm going to give these a go maybe. We'll see how difficult the kit itself is. I really like that the kit comes in a box. Once we open it, I've got my little instruction booklet over there. And then I've got some wax pellets, 2 bags of that, some stearic acid, some wick tabs, my pillar candle mould, some mould sealer, cotton wick, and some stirrers. One of the things that I'm finding quite irritating about this is that it doesn't tell you what quantities you've been given. So I'm just going to weigh them because I feel like that's an important thing. So that one is 420 grams. And that one is 470 grams. The stearic acid, 200 grams. And then I've got 8 wick tabs. I'm going to guess that this is some sort of polyurethane. I'm completely guessing that through my knowledge of materials, but they've said don't use stearic acid in some types of moulds, and then they haven't actually told you what kind of mould this is, which I think is a bit stupid really. Stearin should not be used in combination with rubber or latex moulds. It says that I need all of the stuff in the pack, and then also a double boiler or a small saucepan that fits into another saucepan. I've got a small saucepan, a colander, and then in here a metal bowl, which is what I'm going to melt the wax in. I'm pretty much ready to go. I do know that I'll need pliers later on because I've read ahead in the instructions. Again, they don't put that in the instruction thing, so I'm already feeling a little bit scared about these instructions. Anyway, we will see. They recommend 150 grams of wax to 1 teaspoon of stearic acid. I filled it up quite high and I'm thinking that it'll shrink a lot, so oh, do you know, I think that might be too much. I'd rather go too little than too much at this stage. While I'm doing this, I'd just like to make it completely clear that I'm not being sponsored to do this. I've bought the kit from Hobbycraft using my own fair money, and I literally have never done this before. That's 225 grams. I'm gonna call that 1.5 teaspoons of stearic acid. 1 teaspoon. Half a teaspoon. So I'm going to pop that into the saucepan and let it melt. I'm going to move on to the next step, which is to seal the candle mould with the mould sealer. There's a little hole in here. I'm not 100% sure why. I know nothing about it. I am going to give the scent a go. On the back of this it says, after your wax is completely melted and just before pouring into your mould, add approximately half of the concentrated scent block to 1 pound of candle wax. I bought some festive scents, so I've got cinnamon swirl, spiced apple, cranberry vanilla and holiday at home. I think I'm going to go with the holiday at home. It does smell quite festive. Cut a length of wick 2 centimeters longer than the height of your candle mould. Place one end of the wick into the tab and use a pair of pliers to squeeze the wick tab onto the wick. Just for your reference, because I know it's been jumping around a bit, this has taken about 15 minutes to melt, and that's 250 grams. Right, now that it's melted, I'm going to pour the scent stuff in. Now I was supposed to do this in a jug, but I didn't have any jugs that I was happy to never use again in the kitchen. I am going to have to just wing it and be a bit careful. I should have an adult supervising me. Okay, here goes. Oh, it smells amazing. I wish you could smell that. And then it says once the skin has formed, to dip the wick in. How am I supposed to know when the skin has formed? I'm just gonna go for it because I don't want to wait too long and then find that I've missed my chance because I don't know what I'm looking for. This lollipop stick is supposedly to help keep it scented. I do not see that. There we go, I reckon that's good. And now I have to wait for 24 hours. So we'll be back tomorrow. It's the next day and my candle has been curing for slightly under 24 hours, but I can't be bothered to wait, so I'm going to get it out of the pillar, and then you have to do things. I'll explain it as we go. I've got more water heating up because I've got to melt a bit more candle wax. Basically, what has happened, I don't know how much you will be able to see, but there's a huge well that's formed around the wick. I think this was supposed to, well, I know that was supposed to happen anyway, but also I moved it around quite a lot as it was sort of in the beginning stages of curing when I was tidying up, and I made a bit of a mess of it, so I think it's going to be a bit of a mess. Anyway, I don't know how to get it out of here. Give it a hard knock on a firm surface. Oh, there we go. Huh. First impression's bad. It's got black bits on it from the mould. There's a bit of sealant stuck in it. And as you can see, my well is enormous. I've made a decision, on the spot decision, good thing. I'm going to add more wax here. I've got 75 grams and then some stearin. And I'm going to add more wax, do another candle. I won't film the whole process. And then hopefully that black has just come because it was the first turnout of the mould. And then I can just use that rather than trying to give it as a gift, which I think is pretty poor. Anyway, I'm going to carry on with the filling in the mould bit. Practice makes perfect, right? Highly successful candle making experience here, guys. I think I'm just going to use the spoon to sort of spoon some additional wax in. I have to prick in here, presumably to get the wax to soak into the, to stick to the pre-existing wax. So I'm just going to use my pliers. I haven't made this very easy for myself. This is going to be a disaster. I'm going to make such a mess. Okay, I've learned that I probably should have left it in the pillar because now, as you can see, when I let go of the wick, it sort of collapses. So I am going to have to come up with a plan for that. There we go. I'm going to leave it at that. Well, I finished it. It's fairly flat, as you can see. I tried to flatten the top, but it's quite uneven. I really don't like these bits. I'm quite disappointed with that. But anyway, let's have a go at lighting it. That wick is probably too long. And the bands.